I've got a question. Have you ever wanted to get into video editing or start a YouTube channel? Well, today I'm going to give you some help on that. To put video editing simply, is the process of putting together and rearranging clips to make a video. Once you've done all filming, editing is a key part to post-production. You can do so much of editing, such as adding music, titles, transitions, effects, colour correction, and so on. Firstly, you're going to need to get some footage. Personally, I always make a folder where I transfer the media off my SD card into it. You can name this what you like, but in this case, I'm going to call it a test. This keeps everything neat and tidy, and it makes it easier when it comes to editing. Choosing your editing software may be a tricky question. If you're just starting off as a beginner, then I'd recommend Movie Maker, but if you're on a Mac, then iMovie. These are both free of charge. However, if you want to start getting into video editing properly, then I'd recommend Adobe Premiere Pro CC, but again, if you're on an Apple Mac, then Final Cut Pro X could be an option for you. I'm going to be using Adobe Premiere Pro, but this applies to all other softwares. Open up the software and get a feel of the layout. At first, it may be confusing to you, but after a while, you'll get used to it. Import your footage. If you sorted it like I said, it will make this step super easy for you. I'm going to be using some old footage, and once it's imported, it should display the clips on screen somewhere so that you can look through them. Now, you're going to want to find the first clip that you're going to use in your video. Once you've found this clip, click it, hold it, drag it, and drop into the timeline. Going to the edges of the clip, you'll have an option of cutting the length down. However, you can also cut footage any way you like with the blade tool. I find this tool extremely useful as you can choose the parts you want to cut really quickly, and you may want to take a part out of the middle, so this tool really helps with that. You want to choose the part of the footage which you feel is best to use. So if you look here, when I go to drop in, I would say about here, I'm going to use footage, so I'm going to cut it and then get rid of the other bit of footage and then drag this back to the start, and then you're going to have that bit of footage you want. And then you can crop the end to wherever you want, so about there. And yeah, then you'll have your footage, the right length you want it as well. A big part of videos is usually music, so let's add some music. To do this, what I usually do is open up iTunes, find a track which you like, so I'm going to find one which isn't copyright, because I don't want to get copyrighted in the music. So, I've got this track. This will be alright for the tutorial, so yeah, let's drag this in. So to do this, you want to basically click it and then drag it into the, not the timeline, where you could drag it into the timeline, but if you drag it next to the footage, drop, then it would import the file, and there you have it, it's right there. Do the same thing, drag this underneath your footage, and then you'll have music with your footage. Another thing that really helps me is zooming in and out of footage. Now this helps me because if I want to get to a beat of a clip to cut to the next one, then you can get right to where you want to cut it. And it really helps, so I'll show you how I do this. Let's listen to the music. So you can hear the beat there, so you want to zoom into the timeline, and you can use the arrow keys to find the beat. So it's there. So then you want to cut the footage and then drag the next one back to where it is. But if it's in Final Cut Zone, it's a magnetic, so it will drag back. But yeah, you just want to cut it to the beat, and then you'll be able to hopefully time it to the music. So let's watch it back. Obviously, if I was actually making the edit, I'd think about what shots to choose more, but for the purpose of the tutorial, I'm just using random clips. A big feature which I like to use is slow motion. Now, simply to do this, all you have to do is find a bit of footage you want to put in slow motion, and right click on it, and then somewhere, it depends what software you're using, but in this case, I find speed duration 50%, I put, now we have it, slow motion. When it comes to slow motion, you want to make sure that you've only got 50%, and if you go lower than that, it could look bad in slow motion. But yeah, if you're filming like action, 60 FPS with 50%, that'll look really good. But if you're filming lower FPS, slow motion won't look so good. And I use this a lot in edit kind of videos, because if the beat of the music is a bit late, I slow the footage down, but if it's in time, then I can use it fast maybe. The next main thing you can do with editing is transitions. Now the main transition I use is cross dissolve, because this is good for fading in footage or fading between shots. So it might be different on different editing softwares, but in this case you got effects here, and then I'm going to go into video transitions, dissolve, which would be here, and then cross dissolve. So I might just drag it to the start of the footage, and then you can adjust the length of it. It gives a nice effect of it fading in. I use that a lot to start my videos, and I definitely recommend doing that to start rather than just having no transition in, because it just looks more professional and flows footage better. Another feature which you can use on more higher up editing softwares is effects. Now, I don't tend to use effects that much, but if you wanted to make the footage like black or white, for example, then you could. So same concept with effects, you can usually just drag and drop. So you get the black and white, drop, and then you have it. You have black and white footage. But I wouldn't mess around with effects too much, because to be honest, using the video and transitions is good enough. That's what I do in most of my edits. So you don't really need to worry about video effects, but if you really want to mess around with stuff, then yeah, go for it. But it's not needed for beginner editing. Moving on to a bit more advanced is color correction. Now on Premiere Pro, they've got extremely good color correction. But basically, what color correction does, it can adjust the, as it says, color correction, so it can adjust the color you want. So for example, I can make it warmer or colder. You can tint it, and then you can go more advanced things such as curves, which you can adjust like the color. I'm going to make another video on color correction when I have time. But if you're a beginner, don't worry about color correction, because if you're filming on like an iPhone or something, it won't be worth doing color correction. But if you've got a DSLR, then it might be worth getting into color correction. Titles is another big thing, which may get your viewer engaged, or it's just a nice thing to do, isn't it? To add a title on specifically Adobe Premiere Pro, you're gonna have to go here, title, and then create a title. So I'm just gonna put test, and then drag it into the footage. So we've got title. And if you want, you can add a effect of fading it in and maybe fading it out. It's quite self-explanatory to add a title. If you look around on software, you'll probably be able to work it out. Once you've edited the video and made it, you're gonna want to export the file. A big thing that people get wrong with exporting is the format. Now, it could be on QuickTime, but if it's on QuickTime that's wrong, you definitely want to make sure it's H.264. Now, it may sound confusing, but H.264 is the way to go. And then once you've done that, you put the output name, change it to what you like. I'll put test, choose where you want to put it in test folder maybe, save it, export, and then you have it. So I'll come back once it's exported. Once you export the file, you're not going to need the editing software anymore, so close it down. And make sure to save it, because if you want to come back to it and edit it, then if you've saved it, then you'll be able to do this. If you haven't saved it, you have to export the file, but you won't be able to edit it again, so make sure to click save. So I'm going to finish this video here. I really hope I helped you out with video editing. If you follow along these steps, you should be fine. Give this video a like, comment down below what you thought of the video, if it helped you out, etc. We're nearly at 1k subscribers now, guys. We're on 928 subs, which means I've got 72 left. If we can hit that by the end of the year, I'm definitely going to do a giveaway or something. Make sure to get your friends to subscribe to me, share this video about, all that stuff, and I'll catch you next time.